but my name is James Zhang. I've been in the wellness space for the last decade plus. It's kind of ironic that I'm on this side of things because growing up, I thought that I would be on the other side. I'm Asian. Asians, you're supposed to become a medical doctor. The stereotypes. I don't know how you guys feel about stereotypes, but many times I think they're kind of true. At least for me, that was kind of true. So I always thought that you're supposed to, this saying is there's a pill for every single ill. And, you just get sick, you go to the doctor. Even to this day, I go back to my parents' place and my dad's like, hey, you have a headache, take this Advil, take this Tylenol. I grew up in a household where like health was not a big thing at all. My standard diet was things like Big Macs and Oreos and, soda. I'd have like a liter or two every single day. And what do you know? That made me a not healthy person. And as I started to go through life, I started to think to myself, maybe it's wise to kind of prevent things rather than try to try to cure them or something. Maybe it's wise to do the more natural thing. But I don't know about you, but it gets kind of confusing. Who here has ever tried to be healthier, but you found the information out there was just really, really confusing to see, right? Put a 1 in the comments below. Maybe you're thinking, how do I lose weight? And you start to YouTube something, you Google something, and one thing says this, another thing says the exact opposite. Maybe you've tried to look at products before and you've tried one thing here and it kind of works. You try another one here, it doesn't work. And then you just get super confused. You're like, all right, how do I make these changes? Especially if you're busy, you're working, you have a family, like how do you find ways to be able to make your life better? Because I'm sure all of us here want to feel better, right? If we could wave a magic wand and give everyone better energy and better skin and better vibrancy and never get sick and be at their prime weight, I'm sure all of us would want to be there. But we need to make sure that we get the proper information. And what happened was I found some mentors in the health and wellness space, and I learned a couple things. And I learned that if you feed your body with the right things, then it's going to do the right things for you as well too. I learned there's some simple things that you can start to adjust that anybody can do with some tools as well too, and it transformed my life. And at least for me, one of my primary goals personally was I was trying to lose the extra body fat. I won't ask if you have this, but who here knows somebody that has that extra 5 to 10 pounds that's really hard to lose? So I put a 5 in the comments and they're struggling, they're trying to get there, they love food. Obviously, if you can tell, I'm a big foodie, as you can tell from my question if you're here before, right? So I stumbled upon one of the programs I'm going to share with you tonight and tried this out. 40 days later, lost 25 pounds. It was with no exercise. I got abs for the first time. My cravings went away. And I'm now the fittest and the healthiest that I've been ever since. And I'm like, wow, this actually worked. And since then, we've transformed the lives of thousands of people around the world. And I've seen the most miraculous stories that many of which you're going to hear tonight as well too. But what's the goal here? Our goal is to share with you some details here that can definitely transform you. But how is that going to happen? All right. Let me ask this question. Put a 1 in the comments if any of the following are something that you'd want. Who here wants better energy, better skin, feel younger, maybe better sleep? How about a better immune system? How about the ability to just have that, be at your prime again, right? To look good, to feel good and all of that, because I believe that if we can better ourselves like that, you're going to be better for your families, you're going to be better for your kids, you're going to be better for work, you're going to be better everywhere, right? All the above. But the question is how? Well, let me share with you something that one of my mentors shared with me. And here's something that I want to challenge all of us. And that's what our mission is here. My mentor, Deanna Latson, says this. She says that just because something's normal doesn't mean it's natural. I grew up thinking it was normal to be overweight. I thought it was normal to get sick. I thought it was normal to be on a prescription medication. I thought it was normal to have high blood pressure, cholesterol, and all these types of things. But does that mean it's natural? In fact, if you know anybody that has suffered or has any of those types of ailments, put a 2 in the comments below. Perhaps it's some of us here, right? Like that's normal right now, but is it natural? It's of course not natural, but what can we do about it? So our mission is to help move that standard. Our mission is to help to start transform that. Here's some crazy stats. Just for your own knowledge, did you know that 2 of 3 Americans use a prescription medication? Did you know 2 of 3 people are overweight now? Did you know that 40 million Americans, I know that's America, we have international right now, but people are anxious. They're stressed, especially during these last couple of years. I'm sure we can all agree we're more stressed than we've ever been before. But what do we want to do about this? We want to find a holistic way to be able to address the root causes of things in a natural, healthy way so that people can feel better, so that you can feel better, the people around you can feel better. Now, that might sound like something very confusing because, like I mentioned before, you can go to the shelves and you can try to do your own homework, but unless you're like, I see Fina on the line. Fina, she's in the medical community and she's like a very big label reader. She knows her stuff. You know, unless you're friends with Fina, then it's going to be difficult sometimes because you hear all types of different information. Well, why are we bringing this all up? Because what we're here to do today is to share with you a brand, share with you some solutions that can take the guesswork out and to help you and those around you feel better. All right. So what I'm going to do, we're going to introduce you to a company called Partner Co. If you're not familiar with this brand, I'm assuming you haven't been. We're an international brand. This is not a small thing. We're in 50 countries around the world. It's a $300 million company already. The products have been around for decades, guys. So this is stuff that you're going to see that isn't just like something that me and I see Steven on his iPhone right here. What's up, Steven? Great to see you. It's not like we just crushed it up in a rock in our backyard and went to go sell it or something, but it's products that are backed. We have many different brands that we're going to touch upon today, just a couple. But what makes this stand apart when you look at a solution is you want to take a look at the quality, right? Here's an interesting stat for you guys. I'm curious, who here prior to today, like you've used some type of health product before? Put a 3 in the comments if you used a vitamin, or maybe you bought some emergency, or maybe you went to Whole Foods. I don't know, right? We all kind of try something. I don't know what's in your cabinet. One day, maybe I'll make a post of like, show me your medicine cabinet or something, right? Here's a crazy stat. Did you know that over 80% of the products that are on the market right now, what it says in the label is not even in the bottle? So you don't even know what people are saying, if they're true or not. So that's with this brand of products with Partner Co. This is a brand that I've used for the past 12 years every single day. My entire family's used, and millions around the world have used. Why? Because they have quality. They have clinical trials, science stuff, right? It's not just us that say we're good. Everyone's going to say they're good, right? But who else says it's good? It also has tons of quality tests. In fact, here's something that you might want to take a look at. These are voluntary third-party manufacturing standards and certifications. And what this means is people come in and they say, let's test you, right? So we make our stuff. I'm sure some of us know of the FDA. So we make our products in an FDA registered facility. What does that mean? It means that when you take the product, you will have a consistent good result every single time. How about, we have a lot of medical people that are on this line, a lot of nurses, a lot of professionals. There's this book called the Physician's Desk Reference or Digital Reference. It's what the doctors call the doctor's Bible. You can prescribe medication out of it. Many of the products in this brand are so high quality, they're in that book. Why does this all matter? I'm sure you're like me. If I buy something, if I try something, I want to make sure it works. Here's what my mentor taught me. The most expensive product is the one that doesn't work. And I heard that. I'm like, dang, that's so true. Put a 1 in the comments if that resonates with you. The most expensive product is the one that doesn't work, especially with your body, right? This ain't no clothes or something. We only got one of these. So let's make sure that we guard it the best that we can. That's why with this product, that's why with this brand, you're not going to see on the store shelves because it's high quality, but it doesn't cost like that as well too. But it's things that you can trust. So here's a couple that I'll share with you guys today. I'm going to share with you guys some of the most popular ones that if you consider all of them, we believe can give you a wellness 360 transformation. Who here is ready today to walk out a renewed person? Put a 5 in the comments below. You want to walk out feeling better? I'm telling you, like the things I'm about to share with you today, I've just seen the most incredible stories. So the first of which is this. We recommend people to start out with this set of drops. Now, these Slenderize drops, they are called many different things. Some people call them magic drops, or sexy drops, or skinny drops. And weight loss is one big thing. Now, this isn't only just a weight loss product, but who here knows somebody that wants to lose more weight, right? Put a 1 in the comments if you know somebody that wants to lose some weight. I'll put 1 for myself. All right. So these drops are incredible because number one, they're natural, they're homeopathic. You just have two of these little droppers. Okay. The first one is called Slenderex, or if you're around the world, might be called day drops. You put them under your tongue, and what they do is they target the hormones. Now, women, you know this very well. Especially if you're going through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, there's a lot of things that happen to the body. Guys too. You just ordered yours, awesome. And when you start to take these and they start to balance the body's hormones, then it kind of makes your body able to communicate better. It's more efficient. And if you want to lose weight, for example, people that use these drops, they lose fat 50% faster. Now, I don't know about you, but if I want to lose weight, my goal is to do it as quickly as possible. I don't want to draw it out. There's nothing fun about weight loss. Let's be real. So if I can get from point A to point Z as quickly as possible, that's fantastic. And that's what we've had a lot of people here that have used this and actually got tremendous weight loss results. Yeah, if you've already used these, post below in the comments, what have your results been? Melissa lost 31 pounds on these drops. I lost 25 pounds, or if you know, 15.6 pounds, for example, right? So it does that. It helps you to curb carb cravings as well too. So it makes it easier. I was chatting with a new client on these drops today, just been using them in the last couple of days. She's like, I can't believe it. I'm not craving what I used to crave. I'm like, sweet, 46 pounds, 26 pounds. People are using that, right? The second bottle is called Accelerate or Night Drops, depending on where you're in the world. These help you to de-stress. I'm sure we can all agree we've all been kind of more stressed the last couple of years. So this helps you to de-stress. It lowers those cortisol levels. And as you do that, you're going to start to see how your body's going to just start to become more energetic. Cravings are gone. If you want to lose fat, it loses that as well too, you know? But don't take my word for it. I actually wanted to bring up a very special woman today. And this woman, when I first heard her story on this, it so inspired me. So I wanted to bring up Jessica. She's coming all the way from New York, and it's like 9:15 for you right now. But Jessica, let me know if you can hear me. Your video, there you are. Can you hear me okay? Test, test. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit. I think we're better now.
I think we're good. Fantastic. Jessica, I heard your story. I like almost teared up because I could feel the emotion. I could feel what it is that this happened with you. But if you don't mind me asking, even prior to taking the drops, when it came to even your own health, like what were some of the challenges you were dealing with? And, you know, what was your history with things like weight loss and stuff like that?
Well, I've struggled with my weight for years. I've always tried different things. I've curbed the way that I eat. I have tried different diets, none which, of course, worked efficiently. I've tried exercise. I've tried the Atkins diet or the low carb diet. I've tried like a Weight Watchers type thing. All different kinds of things, and I'll lose weight for a little while, and then you kind of fall off the wagon, and it all comes flooding back again. So with finding something that actually works, that you don't seem to have the cravings for, they're kind of gone completely. It's so refreshing.
Wow. What were some of the toughest cravings for you?
Candy. I'm a chocolate fanatic.
Nice.
Reese's in particular, I love them. Love the
Cool.
peanut butter and chocolate. And I don't think I've had Reese's in months now.
Wow. Since using the drops.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh. So it curbed the cravings. Okay.
Completely. And I have them. They're in my house, and I don't even want them. So it's amazing.
Crazy. Oh my gosh. Save them for Halloween for the next kids, I guess, And
yep, exactly.
And when did you start noticing that the weight loss started to happen? Like, was it pretty
it was pretty instant. Yeah. within the first week, the first week I started taking them, I lost almost 6 pounds.
A
So
pound a day.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And I've committed to it now. In the beginning, it's like, well, is this really working? Is it something else that I'm doing? Am I, you know, is it because I'm drinking more water, being more
Hmm.
active? And so you question it a lot. You
Hmm.
wonder, does it, is this what's doing it? So
Mm,
I've bounced a little bit. I haven't truly
yeah.
committed to it. And just recently on another call, I heard somebody say, uh, you have to be purposeful. You have to
Mm,
do it 100% of the time. You have to
mm,
want to make your health a priority. And
mm.
why not? There's so many things that we do that's not necessarily the best for us. How many people go out and get coffee from your favorite coffee shop full of all those
Mhm.
sweeteners and flavors and stuff. And
True.
if we can do that and spend money on that, why not spend money and become more healthy?
Wow. So well said. My gosh. And that's what it comes down to, Jessica. It's that priority. And then you find some tools that can help you there as well, too, because these are helpful. But it first starts with that decision. So, Jessica, we're so proud of you. I think you're what, 10 pounds down now total? Is that right? There we go. And it's going to
Yes.
continue. So wait, well, let's give Jessica a big round of applause. Throw some love in the comments below. But guys, this is real stuff, right? I just love Jessica's story so much because it's like how we all are, But have you made a decision to prioritize your health? Have you made a decision to say, I'm worth it? Right? When you invest in yourself, it's going to be the best thing that you can do for everything, right? So those drops, great one to definitely consider. In fact, let me ask this question. Who here can even think of somebody, whether you or someone around you, that could benefit from something like this? Put a 1 in the comments below, kind of take down a note on that. Like, it's an incredible system to start that out, right? So let's keep it moving forward. The second tool I'm going to introduce you to really help you to be able to get the best of transformations. And we've helped a lot of people on these, by the way, all shapes, all sizes as well, is our Renew. Now, I think most of us are over the age of 25. Who here has noticed that there comes in your 20s, 30s, there comes like a year when all of a sudden you're like, what the heck happened to me? Right? Like, I'm getting tired, fat keeps on hanging on too close, like my skin's starting to not look that good. Like, things just start happening, right? And you're like, gosh, I'm like, I guess I'm starting to get old or something. Have you ever gotten up from bed and you got injured while you were sleeping? And you're like, why am I hurting right now? Right. So Renew is something that's going to save the day. And why? There's this thing called human growth hormone. And after the age of 25, we stop producing as much of this. In fact, by the age of 50, I'm sorry, if you're 50 and above, you could be at 50% less human growth hormone than when you were in your prime. So as that decreases, all the other benefits that go along with that decreases will too. So what Renew is this little stick pack, this magic stick. I call it the youth elixir. You mix it with water, you just drink it before you go to sleep. It's got a bunch of natural blends in here, clinically proven, all types of studies on this, but it helps to stimulate the natural production of more human growth hormones. So let me ask this question. Who here wouldn't mind looking and feeling younger? Put a 2 in the comments below. Like, if that sounds nice for you. All right, like, this is basically what more human growth hormone in your body can do. So this is super simple to use. And when you do that, just take a look on the left side here. These are just some of the many benefits of human growth hormone. You can improve recovery time. You can improve deeper sleep. How about sex function? Couples, you're going to be super happy about this. I've heard many stories of marriages gotten more lively. Skin gets better. Your body fat goes down. your energy levels get back up. I'm hearing so many stories of people saying like, I don't know what to do with my energy anymore. I'm like, I'm not used to being like this. But what you might have another baby. Hey, don't quote me on that. Sounds if that's what you want, though. I've heard some stuff out there, but I wanted to bring up someone that's an absolute inspiration, because you might look at me and be like, well, James, what do you know? You're in your 30s, you got a ways to go. This woman I'm going to bring up, I'm telling you, when it comes to transformation, when it comes to renewing her health, is exactly the billboard for that. But I want to bring up Joanne Hewitt with us. But Joe, let me know if you can unmute yourself.
I just did.
Awesome. Awesome, Joe. So thanks for being on here and everything. But Joe, if you don't mind me asking, prior to getting introduced to this brand and all these products, like what kinds of health challenges were you facing?
Well, a lot of you know that I'm a cancer survivor, and even after cancer and after chemo and everything, you think you're going to go right back to what you were doing before. I wanted to go right back to skating. I wanted to go right back to dancing. I wanted to do all these things, but I realized that even after the cancer and the chemo, I was getting tired. I was still tired. My skin didn't look good. I didn't sleep. I didn't feel good about me. So basically, that's how I felt before I started using the product. And my sister-in-law actually told me about the products. She introduced me to them because she said that she realized that I was not doing these things. I wasn't myself anymore. I wasn't the old Joanne, and where I could just do this. I was running marathons. I was doing everything. And it just all came to a halt.
Oh my gosh. And thank you so much for being so transparent, because, it's when you fall from where you were before, it's tough to get up again, right? Especially when you're like, man, I used to be like this, like, is it worth it? But you decided to take another chance on yourself. And I know you use quite a few products. One of your favorites is the Limu. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But when you started to take the Renew specifically, and do you mind if I ask, Joanne? It's an illegal question, but
I know.
how young are you?
I turned 70 in January.
How is that possible? My gosh, guys, come on. Wow. All right. So anywho, 70 years old. So you have many different products. We have 100 products, guys, but one of the ones I know we're talking about here is Renew. But when you started to take this, like, what were some of the things that you noticed happened to you?
Immediately, I started sleeping because I'd get up and I still work a full-time job, but I would wake up at midnight. I'd wake up at 1. I'd wake up at 2. Then by the time I'd get up to go to work, I'd be really, really tired. So immediately after Angie told me about this and I started taking it, I mean, the day I started taking it, I slept. And it's not a product that I'm going to give up because I still sleep and I still feel good about it.
That's so crazy. Oh my gosh. Hey, put a 2 in the comments below if you could use better sleep, right? Then there's nothing worse than a bad night's sleep. Seriously, right? So you have to sleep, because sleep is when you recover. Sleep is when everything starts to happen, And Joe, your story is incredible because you didn't just use Renew. You use a lot of the products now, of course. And that's how this is, guys. We want to introduce you to some of the top things that are good entry points, but look at the other stuff. We have all the products are amazing. One of your favorites I know is our Limu. It's an anti-inflammation drink, but you got to talk about what happened after you started taking that as well too. But tell us about that story.
As I said, my health was really bad. I was walking with a cane. I couldn't, if I went to get out of the car, my husband used to have to help me out of the car. He'd have to help me onto a curb. I couldn't do anything for myself. So I said, I started reading about the Limu and partnering it with the other. Not only was I feeling good, but now the Limu, I started taking that, and after a week, we were at the store, and my husband says, "Oh, where's your cane?" And I said, "It's in the car." So here I am, leaving from, not being able to walk to actually leaving my cane there. And I've got Roz on the line right now, and Roz remembers that I couldn't, I used to dance all the time. I was always dancing. Well, I didn't dance anymore. But the other, a couple of weeks ago, we were at my sister's house, and here I was dancing and just having a good time. And Roz is going, "Are you okay?" And I'm going, "Oh yeah, I'm just fine."
Ah.
So,
Wow. Wow. Joe, we're so proud of you. You've renewed a new chapter of your life, and the rest is going to be even better. So super
yeah.
proud of you. Thanks so much for sharing with us. Give Joe some love in the chat. Thank you for sharing your story, Joanne. And that's what I'm talking about, right? As you start to take these forward steps, I just hope that if anyone felt like you had to be at a certain place, remember we talked about just because something's normal doesn't mean it's natural. What I love about Jessica's story and Joe's stories, I'm seeing from them is they had almost settled in a way where it's like, this is just how it is. But they were given another lease on life. And by just giving a cool tool like these as well, too, imagine that could be you, imagine that could be people around you as well, right? So the Renew, great place to start as well, too. It does exactly what the label, exactly what the product's called itself as well, too, right? So if you can think of anybody that can benefit from something like Renew, or even yourself, put a 2 in the comments below and just start making lists of these things as well, too, right? So they are absolutely fantastic. Last but not least, I want to share one more thing that can completely just round it out, right? We got the drops to start balancing your body. We've got the Renew to help you to be able to start to renew yourself, right? And the last thing is something that has been, I mean, the stories on this are incredible. I want to introduce you to this product called Noni. And here's the big thing about health as a whole. Did you know that 80% of the world's diseases, heart disease, cancer, stroke, autoimmune illnesses, gut issues, did you know that 80+% of the issues that go out there are because of something called inflammation? Inflammation. It's when your cells have too much toxicity, they're stressed, and things are happening to the body. That can come from the environment, that can come from our food, that can come from stress. I'm sure we can all agree we're like all way too stressed. As that happens, and we don't have enough nutrition, then that can over the course of time lead to many diseases. Exactly, it's a root cause is pretty much all disease. So you want to find a way to lower inflammation. What's one simple way? This Tahitian noni juice is one of the most power-packed super nutritionals that you can have. I call it a shot a day, keeps a doctor away. Don't quote me on that. This is not a medical claim, but it's just kind of how I feel about it, And this noni juice, it's straight from Tahiti, as you can tell from the name, has some of the highest concentrations of antioxidants, of something called iridoids. You can look those up later. And the fruit itself is quite powerful. And when you just start drinking this, it's just one shot a day or one pouch itself as well too, then you're going to start to notice that anti-inflammation can start to happen. We've noticed things with pain because pain comes from inflammatory response, immune system boost, allergies, gut issues like skin stuff. We've noticed so many different types of things happen from those that just start to use noni, and everyone loves it. But I want to bring up one last story for us today, because when I heard this woman's story, I was just like mind blown. I didn't even know that you could lose weight from something like this. But I wanted to bring up Devi all the way from Kentucky to share with her story on noni today as well too. But Devi, let me know. What's up? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Devi, great to have you on. So tell us a little bit about your noni experience, where were you before, and what happened?
Yeah, well, before I've worked out since high school. I have a background in military, 9 years, and
Wow.
so when I got out the military, the VA told me that I was gonna have arthritis all throughout my body by the age of 30. I didn't believe that, but as soon as I hit 30, I couldn't get up the bed. I couldn't stand up, couldn't sit down. Everything hurt. Washing dishes, doing my daughter's hair, anything. At night, my arms will pass out from the inflammation. I will call them rubber hands. And the only thing the VA could suggest was physical therapy and, of course, huge bottles of ibuprofen, take one a day as needed, pretty much. And so I was supposed to depend on the ibuprofen pills, which I still get to this day. And so I refused to do that. So I kept working out. I couldn't lose weight. I got stuck at 150 and I couldn't lose weight from there. Kept eating healthy, kept working out because if I didn't work out daily, I couldn't move. My muscles will go into muscle spasm. And so it was mandatory to move to go to the gym. And that was a chronic pain every day. I'm 37 now, so I could say about 7 years of torture and pain. And I thought that was normal. Yes, I thought that was
Wow.
normal. The constant pain throughout my body, and so especially arthritis. So my friend, she offered me noni and she told me about it. I was kind of like, okay, I'll try it. I wasn't too convinced, but I was like, you know what? What does it hurt? Let me just try the
Yeah.
drink. So I tried to drink, and the second week I noticed my pain had decreased. I mean, my pain was intense. Like you'll hear me sometimes be like I couldn't move, and it's that intense. Couldn't run, couldn't go on long walks, couldn't stand up for a long time. Pretty much couldn't do anything. And so I started drinking noni, and the second week everything went down. I felt better, and it was weird. I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm not hurting. Okay. So I took it easy. I took it slow because, I sometimes I get excited and I can go off like crazy. So I was like, okay, don't overdo it. Don't do anything crazy because it'll tweak. And
Yeah.
so because that whole week it was gone. But I forgot I was taking noni every morning. So
Wow.
I was like, I just feel great today. Well, the following week, and that week, I noticed I lost 4 pounds in 2 weeks, and which I couldn't lose in 9 years. So I was like, okay, I'm 4 pounds down. I was like,
Nice.
who? Well, by the third week, I was at the gym and I just couldn't get enough of the workout. And I felt like I could push harder. And so my knees weren't crackling as much and my muscles felt more intense and nicer. So I was like, oh, I like this. So I kind of overdid it, but I wasn't hurting afterwards. Normally, after when I work out super hard the next day, I can't get up. I'm in pain. And that was
Mhm.
not the case. So I was like, I had to sit down and really think, what am I doing different? And so I thought about it, I was like, oh, that noni drink. By the third week, I had lost
Mhm.
8 pounds. Yes, by the third week, I had lost 8 pounds, and now it's been 2 months of taking noni, and I've lost over 14 pounds, and I'm actually getting muscle definition because my workouts have increased a lot more intense,
Wow.
and that's what I love to do. I've been working out since high school, and so my chronic pain has decreased to almost like a one. It's like I barely
Wow.
feel any. It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm amazed. I'm telling everybody. I'm like, you don't understand the pain I was in for so long, and
So,
now it's gone.
oh my gosh. I'm so
So yeah,
happy for you and so proud of you. So, Debbie, on a scale of 1 to 10 with pain before, where would you say your pain levels were?
they were close to 10. It was really hard to survive daily.
Wow.
And I refused. I'm Mexican, so me and medications don't go. Most Mexicans don't like medication, like doctors. It was like, give me a tea, and I call. And so that was one thing I would not do. I was like, I'm not going to depend on a pill to survive
Mm,
daily. So I went on
mm.
juicing, did different remedies. I mean, I did Mexican remedies, everything, but everything was like, it was like a total temporary. So when I tried noni, I was like, this might be temporary. But on the third week, I was like, oh no, this is it. This is it.
This is
Now it's
permanent.
been, and I'm
Oh
in
my
love.
God,
I tell
Debbie.
everybody, you gotta try this. Yeah.
Debbie, thank you so much for sharing your story. You're getting tons of love in the comments. So congratulations, sister. Man, I'm like so happy for everybody. I'm so happy. Because, you know, like if you've been in pain, maybe you know someone in pain, it's one of those things where it's like, how do you describe that? To wake up one day and just say, I don't have pain anymore, right? To wake up one day and be like, I can like think, I can hear my own thoughts now, like I can move. That's literally a new life, you know? So with that said, guys, I'm telling you, we have quite the system here. All three of these are fantastic. The drops to help you to balance your body, the renew to help you with that human growth hormone, the no need to just cover all the gaps and really that inflammatory response. And I'm telling you, put a 3 in the comments if you can think of anybody that can benefit from Noni as well, or even yourself. Like, they're all fantastic. So at the end of this, what's our encouragement to you? If you saw something that can benefit you and you'd like to give yourself another shot, or maybe it's for someone else, I'm telling you, take a note on Joanne, take a note on Jessica, take it on Debbie. And I didn't plan it this way, but they all had a similar testimonial. They all felt that things were just supposed to be a certain way, that was a new normal. But they challenged that because somebody reached out to them, and they also said yes as well too, and said, let's just try that one more time. And look at them now. How would you even, if we didn't know that, I wouldn't even know that's who they were before, right? So absolutely incredible. So I want to give you guys all an invitation here. I'll drop it in the chat. If you're not a part of our wellness community yet, I'm telling you, we have a ton of amazing stories, a lot of great support material. Like, just dive into there. You can bring people into there as well too. Lots of cool information like what you saw. This video, by the way, is also in there. So if you want to share this, you can definitely do that too. But if you're interested in trying anything at all, then here's a couple of things, right? So if you're interested in trying out the Slenderize for a 1 month supply, it's just $176. And remember, the most expensive product is the one that doesn't work. Some people might be like, well, that's expensive. Some people say that's cheap. I just care that it works, right? Everything has a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. We rarely see customers return the product. If you use it, it will work. Okay, so give that one a shot like that. If you're into the Renew to start to boost up those human growth hormone levels to look and feel younger, that's just around $5 a day. It's around 143. And if you want to grab that Noni and feel like Debbie does, then one serving of this, just around 350, less than a cup of coffee, you can grab this. And I'm telling you, it's so simple. Chill it. It tastes even better, in my opinion. Kids love it, family loves it, anyone can use this. There's also no contraindications for medications if anyone's concerned about that. There's no side effects, but you can always consult a doctor if you want as well too, right? But finally, there might be some of us here where you're like, all of it sounds good, right? If you're honest, if you felt that everything sounded good, put a 10 in the comments below. You're like, man, I want to feel like Joanne. I want to feel like Debbie. I want to feel like Jessica, just like transform me from the inside out. I use all this. You know, then if you're interested in that, then you can also consider the Get It All pack. You can grab it all for yourself and you actually get a nice, healthy discount. You save almost $80 if you grab all of them at the same time. Just around $353, you get a nice 1 month supply for yourself. And I'm telling you, within the month, I really feel that you're going to feel like you have a renewed lease on life right there. Your health is absolutely worth it. All right, everybody. So take a look at those. Get back to your friend right after this. And if you have any questions, ask them. If you want to get started on this, ask them. But do me a big favor and share your journey with us in that Wellness 360 community. If you guys have some amazing stories, we want to talk about you. We want to feature you. We want to share your story because it elevates all of us. Who here can agree that tonight with Joanne, Debbie, and Jessica, that you felt more uplifted already, right? Put a 1 in the comments if you're like, man, I'm just glad. You might not have the same issues that they have, but it's the direction, it's the decision, it's that whole different place of things, right? So definitely share your stories as you get them. And last thing is this, there might be some of us here too, where you might be like, man, I know people that could benefit from this, or maybe some of you want to get your product paid for. If there was a way to get your product paid for, put a 2 in the comments if that would interest you. You know, because very simple. We can talk about that later. Ask your friend more about this. But to make it very simple for you, if you refer 3 people to get the same product that you want, then you can get enough from our referral program to get your product paid for too. Just 3. And we'll help you do that. We'll explain things like if you just do that connection. I had a new customer go on the drops the other day, and that same night, She's just a customer. That same night, she's like, hey, I was talking to my friend. She wants to know more about this. Today, that other friend bought the drops as well too. So I'm like, sweet, a couple more and you can get that too. All right, everyone. But other than that, get back to your friend. My last message is this, is take a decision, right? Take a chance on yourself. Like, this is that time right now. If you felt like that you are stuck at a certain place, we can all get better. We can all get to that next level. So my encouragement is whatever the next step is for you, get back to your friend. Let's move on this. And so proud of you guys for being on here today. Lily, thanks for letting me commandeer the night today. And other than that, if you have any questions, let your friend know and we'll talk with you all soon. Feel free to give yourselves and unmute yourselves and we'll end tonight. All right. Glad to have you. Glad to meet you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good
Let me
night.
feel
Thank you so
better.
much.
Loved all the stories.
Great
Bye,
share
everyone.
stories.
Bye.
Good to talk to you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.